Okay guys, we'll start with agenda. Today I want to show you how you can test your application writing in UIKit framework without any additional distractions from your host application. The idea is to create additional target, like host target, and running your test against this fresh built empty host target. You can see it here. But actually it's impossible for some reasons. In the latest Xcode version the linking is not actually work. You can import another target. You can definitely import other application, like you can check this one, like let's start testing, and here in tests we see that we import model of storyboard, which is our main target. And if we run tests, okay, we even can build. And we can build because actually the linker problem. It can't find definitions of class, model objects of class. It's strange, but I spent several hours and can understand why it happened actually. So this approach with separate host application is not working. We should have our main target like host application. But if we have our main target as host application, we actually have an issue. When application runs, it starts running the storyboards, like creating objects, and at some point it hits some view controllers that do something on UDD load, for example. And then you test running in parallel with this process, actually hit each other, and sometimes your test failed, sometimes it passed. It's very strange. Even talking about performance, it's impacts the test execution time actually. So what do you do? So you actually can prevent the UI from starting, and you can prevent your asynchronous work from starting. Let's start with the second one. It's easy because you can create a class which will handle all asynchronous work for your application, like for example something that you do when application go into background and foreground. And for test you can like add additional check in this class, so nothing will run if environment variable xtest configuration file path is not equal nil. Again, that's basically easy. So how do you actually prevent your main storyboard from being run of your application? It's a little bit tricky, but you can follow me and I will show you how to do it. In application delegate we have configuration for connecting delegate method, and this method is runs when you have several scenes in your application, and you can provide a scene configuration for every scene you want to use. And the idea is to create a test configuration that you will run for your tests, and this test configuration, as you can understand, will be empty, like this empty storyboard that has only one view controller and nothing actually. So let's return to scene delegate, to application delegate actually, and try to run it. Here we see that we actually run the application, and this delegate method was not called. Why it is actually? Oh, it's magic. It's magic of Apple. To actually able to run this in a good way, like you want, so application will actually call the configuration for connecting at launch, you should go to the info.list file. Here you see the info list without any modification. What you can And notice there is like enable multi-window setup, no, and application session row have only one item, default configuration. Obvious we should have two items here. Okay, so let's add additional item. Okay, will it help? Let's check. Doesn't help much. So why it is? Oh, let's check the source code of this issue. And here we can see that the actual name of this parameter. Your application supports multiple scenes, not multiple windows. Okay, so you can set it to true or to yes if you prefer changing it from the property list. See, enable multiple windows for some reason. And after you do this, you can run application and actually see that, oh, delegate method is called, and we can go to the path for the application run. Okay, halfway. And let's run unit test. You see, we are going to check if this run actually connected to unit test somehow. Yeah, it's connected, and it will choose different scheme here. How we can check that actually empty storyboard running? Okay, we can have this breakpoint at some place, for example here, and do tests. And we see that it's called from tests only. Okay, now we can run the application. Okay, and we see that we did load code. We will appear code. It actually works.